Today's sponsor is Encore Live, Sarasota Bradenton's #1 destination for live entertainment. Jimmy Lally,
I'm here.
the Prince of Bradenton.
Well, you can call me that if you want.
Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Welcome to the podcast show.
Appreciate it.
Now, you've been around for a while, man. You're a wonderful musician. You got a wonderful band.
Thanks.
So how long have you been in Bradenton?
20 years this coming October.
And have you been playing here all 20 years?
Yeah, I had to. I had retired from playing because I had a home remodeling company in Maryland that was doing quite well, and so I got so busy I had to stop playing for about 5 years, and then lo and behold, no one told me that the construction industry was going to collapse. So I came down here. My brother and I moved down here, and in 2006, and we got a little bit of work doing remodeling stuff, and then that died. So I thought, well, let me go ahead and start singing so I could eat. So it worked out well. I met my wife, Karen, and doing that worked out well.
So now you have the Karen and Jimmy band.
Yeah, KJB.
Hey, so you've been playing guitar all your life?
Yeah, since I was maybe in the 7th grade or so.
So let's talk about that. So let's talk about your early musical influences, man. So like say it's the 70s, right? You're listening to the radio, right? You're what are you listening to? What are your bands back then?
Well, it's before that. Both my parents were musicians and band leaders. So I came out of the womb listening to like swing and stuff like that and jazz and blues, etc. And my uncle was a jazz bass player. And so I've always been around music and musicians, So, and then the 60s came around, the Beatles came out, and I started playing on saxophone first when I was 5. And then the Beatles came out, and I started watching that. I said, let me try this guitar for a while. And so I went that way and then started listening to a lot of rock stuff.
Isn't it fun how like the Beatles influenced so many musicians, man? Everybody saw them come over here. I guess Ed Sullivan, right?
Yep.
Shea Stadium, all that stuff. And they automatically wanted to play guitar and sing.
Yeah. It's unbelievable. Generations of people.
And then the Sears catalog was like selling guitars out,
Yeah. All the Silvertone guitars and amps. Yeah.
Okay, so you're listening to the Beatles, you pick up the guitar. Tell me about your first band.
The first professional band I was in, I think I was 15. And in our area, we had teen clubs in the junior highs and high schools. And so I would do that with them. And that was interesting. 2 twin brothers ran that band.
But you knew enough chords at that point. You were proficient.
Yeah. By that point, I'd played for a number of years, and took lessons. I went to a Catholic school, and I took lessons from a nun in the Catholic school. Me and a bunch of other people, and would play at church and that type of thing.
What was the scene in the Maryland scene back then? Was it a rock and roll town?
It was the whole Washington and Maryland scene was pretty rocking all around the whole area there, and so many people came out of that. I mean, way back like when rockabilly was going on, and all the guys like Roy Clark and Charlie Daniels and Danny Gatton and all those guys, were going in the 50s. As a matter of fact, I played for about 7 years. I played with a keyboard player that was in the very first rock and roll band in Washington, D.C. and the stories he could tell was unbelievable, and there was a book out about a DC Rock, it called, and he's in the book. I'm in the book. It's pretty vibrant scene.
I think Dave Grohl speaks about that scene. I think he was influenced.
Yeah. It was pretty intense, and I think it still is.
So you played guitar and you sang.
I sang, yeah.
Did you record? Did you make original music at an early age, or
I did
covers?
Well, I guess when I was in my mid-20s, my mid-20s, late 20s, I did original stuff. We had had one of our songs in regular rotation. We went to Nashville one time to do a show, and the road manager went into the main rock radio station, handed him a cassette tape at the time. He said, "I'm putting this on regular rotation right now." And that's how I wound up in Nashville for 10 years.
That's phenomenal.
It was unbelievable.
Did you get a lot of work in Nashville?
I did. I was real fortunate that I always stayed working. And my motto was, "What do you want? I'm playing it."
So can you describe your sound, or are you one of those guys that can play anything, or are you more blues based, more rock and roll? Like how would you describe?
I like it all. And I'm a guitar player and I'm a singer, but more importantly, I'm an entertainer. So whatever people want to hear, whatever puts a smile on their face, that's
Yeah,
what I want
well,
to do.
that's a great explanation. But like, how would you describe your tone? You play more of a clean, or you more of a kind of a
I am
dirtier little?
I'm like an Eric Clapton, Joe Walsh kind of guy.
Nice.
A tone is everything to me.
Oh yeah, man.
Speed's okay, and that's fun. But tone is everything.
So as a musician myself, we kind of judge each other as a tone, like especially live. And there's a guy named Dan Graff of Nobody's Fool, and I've always loved that guy's tone. He gets it down perfectly, man.
I haven't heard them yet, but
Oh, yeah,
I have
Nobody's
to
Fool.
check
They're
that
great.
out.
They're great.
I was filling in for a friend of mine's band a couple weeks ago. I was down doing the South Florida Fair in West Palm. I got a call from this legend of a entertainer in the county fair business around the country. This guy, Dennis Lee, and he called me and he said, "Look, my guitar player can't make. We got a 10-day run. My guitar player can't make it, and we got to play tomorrow. Can you make it to West Palm?" So I went down there.
Did he send you the list and you just jammed
He
on it?
didn't even send me a list. He
Woodshed
said,
it?
I just said, "No, I'll be there. You just tell me what the song is and give me a key and I'll get you there." And there were one of the opening acts for us was this girl trio. They must have been maybe high school kids. And the guitar player had this tone that I had to come out of the dressing room, go onto the stage and go, "What is that?" And she just had this little Fender Mustang amp and dialed it in such a way. I went, "Man, I got to get that." So you never know where you're going to find great tone.
We're always chasing tone, man. You know
Always.
what I'm saying? It's like a drug.
It's a never ending battle, you know?
And it's my tone is always changing by the venue I'm in, because I'm a bass guy. So like the walls, the floors, the ceiling, everything affects what I do, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. And I'll start off the night feeling real good about my tone. And by the end of the night, I'm like, man, when I get home, I got to deal with this.
You know what I've learned over the years? I get ear fatigue very easy, man. You know what I'm saying? Like everything sounds great. Then all of a sudden I'm like, I can't hear nothing.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Are you an inner ear guy?
No.
See, here's the funny thing. A lot of guys from your generation do not wear ears. It's the newer crap of musicians coming up.
A lot of my band does it. And for a while there, everybody was doing it except me. And because I want to keep control of what's going on. And what I found was there's millisecond delay between everybody in the band, so that everyone's not locking in, even if they're all on the same in-ear. No, they're not. They don't lock in as you would if everybody was live. You know what I mean? And so I stay away from it, and if I can.
Well, also because you're an engineer as well and you
Yeah.
produce sound, you like to hear what the crowd's hearing. You like to be able to hear what's coming out of the front.
Well, yeah, I do, but I found that milliseconds delays between the different players just doesn't lock in.
I use them sometimes for small, tight venues, and I'll tell you why. First of all, I'm a better singer when I wear them. There's no doubt.
Yeah.
I can harmonize. I can hit a note much easier. But my drummer always wears them, and I have two different singers. When Dana fills in, she always has them on. Sarah doesn't like them. So I guess it comes down to the room. It comes down to what you're doing. Some of the venues, like, they demand it, like the Hard Rock. They're all about volume there. You know what I'm saying? They got a volume meter.
Yeah.
And it's like a Hollywood production or a Vegas production where it's like, you got to be on time. Here's your set. Boom, boom, boom. Can't be above this volume level.
Right. Sure. Yeah. And we have no problem with volume. I mean, our drummer's electronic kit. And so that keeps everything
So let's talk about your band. Tell me the band members.
Well, we have this guy, Dave Modisette, plays bass and sings with us. And that's the big thing with our band, is everybody sings. But Dave Modisette spent time in the Air Force Band as an arranger. So he's great to have around. Our keyboard player doubles on mandolin and guitar and sings. And he's just a little freak of nature that he hasn't been in the business that long. He retired and decided he wanted to start playing about 7 years ago, I guess. And he does a real good job for us. The drummer, the, the drummer moved down from Maryland a number of years ago and was our sound man for a while. And we got into a jam and we needed a drummer. And I said, Tom, can you do the show? He said, yeah, I got it. And so I've known Tom now 43 years. And so he's just a lot of fun to be around because we know each other so well. And I could go out in the crowd and just start playing songs, just guitar songs, just out of the top of my head. And Tom will know it because we come from the same area. And so he'll fill in behind
So
me
he's
and
your
so
brother,
forth.
man.
Yeah,
Your musical brother.
he is. And then there's Karen. And Karen is just, well, she's a 3-time Dove Award nominee in gospel music. I mean, all of us sing, and I've been a lead singer a long time, but I'm not going to try to compete with Karen.
So when you met Karen, you've been married, what, 10 years?
10 years.
And it was love at first sight?
Yeah, it was. I went out to go see her. She ran an open mic at the beach cafe, and so I went out to see this thing one time, and I was just impressed by her work ethic, and then we started chatting back and forth because she had her own band. She had Karen and the Big Bad Wolves. I was with Shotgun Justice, so we would talk about each other's gig or personnel or whatever it was, and then that spread to talking about anything in life, and so it became like an addiction. This conversation was so addicting. So I said, well, okay, well, I got to put an end to this. I never want to get married again, but come on, let's go. so,
So
so
do you remember the very first time you sang together?
yeah, she called me up at her open mic, and I said, all right,
And it worked? Like you guys
yeah,
harmonized nice?
yeah, and so then I started hanging around and filling in for her band, and people would come up and say, "Are you guys married? Or are you brother and sister?" I said, "We're neither, but we're working on it."
Cool. That's a great story. Hey, so how would you describe your current band? Like what are you covering? Are you doing some Southern rock? You doing blues? What are you doing? Some more modern stuff? Like,
Well, most of the places we play are full of baby boomers, and we do baby boomer music, is what I call it, and it covers a big, wide variety of stuff. I mean, because Karen can do the R&B stuff so well, and then we'll do some funk stuff because that's what baby boomers like, and then we'll do the Southern rock stuff because they like that. Then we'll do the classic rock and some arena rock. So we're covering a wide gamut of things, and fortunately, all the players can cover it. You know what I mean? Because some guys are just this way; they'll just do blues, and that's it. And if they try to do something else, it's not good.
yeah, I agree. There's a lot of good blues players down here, no
Oh
doubt.
yeah,
We're like your band in that we do a lot of genres, and we'll even do some pop in there, and we throw in some disco, and stuff like that.
right.
Um, but you know what I noticed when you play the Allman Brothers down here, everybody loves the Allman covers.
Yeah,
I love it.
yeah. We do that. We do a couple of Allman Brothers stuff, and they just no matter where you play. And we were doing a 55 plus community, and we were going to open up with Jessica by the Allman Brothers, and
Oh my gosh, what a great song!
the drummer says, "Hey man, you know where we're at, right?" I said, "Just watch." And so they just eat it up. You know,
You know, I had a couple people on the show, Phil Massey and Annie Hargody,
I know. I
not too
love
long
Phil.
ago, and we were telling some Allman Brothers and Bet's stories. It was great.
Yeah, Phil's a great guy. I always like when he comes around because he's so funny.
Yeah,
He is.
yeah. So I have this question here that I was.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it now
All right, do it now.
because this is something new that I'm doing. I think it's going to be fun because every musical guest will do it. So like we'll see at the end of the year, like what people said.
Okay.
So I'm going to ask you 10 rapid fire questions and just shoot out an answer. Don't even think about it.
Okay.
What's your go-to karaoke song?
Oh, keep your hands to yourself.
Nice. Favorite pizza topping?
Pepperoni.
What's your favorite football team?
Redskins.
I remember the good days of the Redskins. I remember that the old Redskins, man. You know when they were dominating. Remember those
Yeah, oh
guys?
yeah,
The
absolutely.
Hogs.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that was a great team.
Oh, absolutely.
Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
What's your favorite holiday?
Christmas.
You have a choice between Italian, Mexican, or Chinese food.
Italian.
Who's your favorite actor or actress?
Robert De Niro.
Yeah, he's good. First car or truck you ever had?
I had a 65 Ford Econoline.
Your favorite vacation destination?
Anna Marie Island.
Wow, good answer. I thought you were gonna say Hawaii or something.
Yeah.
That's what I would say. And then finally, your favorite local podcast show?
Oh, K Rock.
The Jacked Up Podcast.
Yes.
So, if you weren't playing music full time, man, because you do sound as well on the side, what would you be doing?
Well, we do sound on the side. We do the band, and I also do home improvements.
So you're still doing that. You're still involved in home improvements.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah. We when they it collapsed here around 2008. So I started niche marketing to all the property management companies on Anna Maria and Longboat. And although they had their own crews, they couldn't get to everything. So
Yeah, but still, I mean, you must have had a lot of work during these last couple floods, right?
yeah.
Because they couldn't get enough workers. I mean, people wanted shit done now.
No,
They couldn't wait.
yeah, it's worked out pretty well for us because nobody really wants to do this kind of work. And my brother and I've been doing it, so it's easy to do.
So your brother lives here as well.
Yeah, he lives here in Florida also. Yeah, he moved down with me.
So you actually live on Anna Marie Island?
I live just off it. I used to live on the island, and then now I live over in Palmasola, just right off the island.
What would you say? Like, how would you describe? How would you describe Anna Marie Island and like living there and all the wonderful memories? Like, because sometimes I see pictures from Anna Marie Island and I say to myself, that doesn't look like Anna Marie Island. That looks like some tropical island somewhere. Like, isn't it amazing when you see some of these aerial photos?
Yeah, yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
Well, it's sort of like a calm Key West. It's not as rowdy as Key West, but it's like that. And before you talk maybe 30, 40 years ago, then it was pretty rough and tumble. It's a pretty rowdy place.
Like
You know,
bars, like bars and
just
drinking.
people living there, etc. Man, just a lot of bikers, etc. Just a lot of crime and
Really?
oh yeah. When I first moved down, I forget what holiday it was, but there was a big gang fight on Coquina Beach.
Come on.
Yeah, a Latino gang fight, and so that put a bigger police presence on the island for a long time, and to get rid of that gang, and it was a pretty pretty messed up situation. But now, they went from I think they went from like 20% rentals. Now it's 82% rentals on the island. So there's a lot of money coming in, and that makes it nice.
Well, I was fortunate to play the Coquina Seafood Festival a couple of weeks ago,
Yeah.
or a month ago, I guess, and it was breathtaking because it was a beautiful day, and they had us under the bridge, so you're watching the little boats go by and the beaches and the palm trees, and the people were just really laid back. I mean, it's an older community, like you said, like a lot of 70 plus in the audience.
Yeah, it's and everybody's on island time, we call it. And so when the Northerners come down and with a hectic pace, you just kind of look them in the eye and say, "Hey, we're on island time. Relax."
So I'm glad you said that because I'm from New York, and I've been watching the news lately with these storms.
Oh,
And
yeah,
then the new mayor of New York,
yeah,
and all the politics and all the bullshit going on up there. And I say to myself, I'm from there and I live here now. I'm never going back. I'm never going back.
yeah. See, I don't. Yeah, coming from the Washington, Baltimore area, and I know about politicians, and I know a lot of politicians. I mean, the senator from Maryland, Steny Hoyer, my father taught in high school, so I know a lot of I know a lot of politicians, and I purposely have to ignore them. You know what I mean? I just don't deal with it at all because it'll drive you crazy. So I just leave it alone. I just say, do your politic thing over there. I'm here in Florida.
We don't talk much about politics and religion. Those are the kind of taboo things.
Yeah.
And then the third thing that came along over the last couple of years was like, social things like the gender movements and the all that stuff now that's making the news. But here on this island, I mean, it seems to me it's a very, I want to say conservative, older, like laid back. There's not much controversy.
No, it's
Everybody
not.
gets along, right?
Yeah, and
I mean, would you say it's a red? Would you say this is a red area if you had to classify it red, blue?
if you go on to Anna Maria, it's different than Longboat Key. Longboat Key is more conservative. Anna Maria is more liberal and more open minded, and so and I do work on both islands, so I know the people fairly well. But yeah, Anna Maria is a lot more liberal than Lombok Key is.
I don't really know much about Lombok Key. I mean, I'll drive through there, but a lot of the stuff's gated. You can't go anywhere in there. I mean, you probably have access with your
I do.
with your background.
Yeah, and it's great. No doubt it's great. I think but if I had my choice of where to live, I think Anna Maria would be better for me because it's more relaxed.
Are you into boating?
No.
So my friend Dana DCX, she's a
Yeah.
charter boat captain. So occasionally she'll take me out. And what's really cool for me, man, because I'm more of a land loving guy, a New Yorker guy. But
Sure.
when I'm on a boat and then I see the reverse side, like I see what it looks like from the water,
Oh, yeah.
it's a whole different perspective, man.
Oh,
When,
yeah.
when you're driving around back there on a boat,
Yeah.
right?
Well, yeah, we took a gig one time on that boat that goes out of Sarasota.
Marina Jack,
Marina Jack, yeah.
or the barge thing or something. It's
Yeah,
called?
we did that, and it was a crazy gig because you got to carry your gear up the stairs in this boat, but anyway, we're playing it, and yeah, you look at the land from the water, it's just a different perspective, and just very relaxing, really.
I tell people the great thing about Sarasota is if you ever get bored here, which it's hard to, but if you do, you got St. Pete is not that far away. You just got to
No.
cross the bridge, and then you got Tampa.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of good bands will come to Tampa. Like I've seen a lot of really good stuff
Oh yeah.
over the last couple of years. St. Pete's got a lot of really good restaurants, and it's like a
Uh,
little bit of a younger kind of skew there.
yeah, and the St. Pete Beach, and then there's all kinds of music happening on St. Pete Beach. My God,
Now, do you ever get over to the East Coast of Florida?
not very often now.
I used to live in Fort Lauderdale,
Is that right?
and it's incredible there because speaking of boating, everybody had a boat because a lot of these homes were on canals.
Oh yeah.
And it was like I think they nickname it the Venice of America or something because of the canals.
Right.
And but then a lot of the rich guys like Spielberg's been rumored, and some of that Kenny Chesney, they have these boats that are out like in this big bay so they can get out to the ocean.
Oh yeah.
And you see these massive boats that look like something out of a movie where the back goes down and other boats come out of it. You know what I'm saying? And then there's a helicopter pad on top.
Way too much money.
Yeah, no, but then they have the 17th Street Causeway. It's the biggest drawbridge I've ever seen. It has to be because the cruise ships go underneath it.
Oh right, yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So like when I don't go on cruises, I go out of Tampa. I've yet to go out of Fort Lauderdale or Miami,
No,
but you can cruise that way and you can go down to I guess the Caribbean and stuff like that.
yeah. We took a cruise right out of Tampa too. Yeah, and my brother lives in Cape Coral, and that was Canal Central for the longest time.
I used to work in Cape Coral. A lot of people don't know that. I lived in Fort Myers and I worked in Cape Coral. I was a sales manager at a TV station. It
Okay,
was a Fox affiliate, Fox 4,
okay,
WFTX
yeah.
on Pine Island.
Oh really?
And Cape Coral was just a weird place because they developed it really fast and then they stopped. And
Yeah.
it's like they forgot to plant trees and bushes and grass and like put up street poles and like it's weird. Is it was back there, is right? That
Yeah,
was-
I think that it was. I think that they planned the whole thing. I think in the '70s.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sold it and then like they just abandoned the place.
Yeah. Well, my brother's got a nice spot though, right on the canal, so he's got a nice boat, and don't get down there to his house as often as I'd like. But
So when you're not performing or working, what are you doing on the weekends? Are you going to see other bands?
yeah,
Are
we
you going
do.
on vacation?
We go to see other bands and or other entertainers and people that entertain differently. You know what I
Who
mean?
are some of the acts that you like down here that you frequent?
Well, I do like Maiden Kane. I have to say that I do like those guys. They put the time in to get the songs down right, and they're all phenomenal players and singers. I like those guys. And then I was just thinking of this guy John Reinell. We don't get to see him as often as you like, but John is unbelievable. He just won a contest. He comes from Hoboken, and his father was a Frank Sinatra impersonator. And John just went to Hoboken and won the Frank Sinatra
And
impersonating
that's
contest.
not easy, man, because
No.
they probably bring in people from all over the world.
All
for
over
that
the
contest,
world.
right? That's
Yeah.
the real deal.
Yeah. So he sings around here, and if you ever get a chance to see him, You close your eyes and you think you're right in front of Frank.
Oh,
It's
I love that. I
unbelievable,
love that,
man.
man. So he performs around here?
Yes, he does.
Where could I see him?
He's going to be. I just saw he's going to be at Rocco's. I think Saturday night. Rocco's in Bradenton. I think Saturday night from 9 to midnight. I think that's what I saw. And just a great guy, but a great entertainer. I mean, and he runs the gamut. He just doesn't do just Frank Sinatra. He does a bunch of things, but always fun. And so we'll be in a romantic mood and want to go see John and dance a little bit. And
Sure. Little cheek to cheek.
oh yeah, absolutely, it's fabulous. But there's a lot. Someone's what's that place? The Purple Parrot or something up in St. Pete Beach. And I think on Tuesdays they have a big band that doing swing music. And you got to get a reservation to get in this place. It just packs out.
You know, I'm surprised that more bands don't come down here with the swing because I think that would go over really well, man.
Oh yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying?
Oh yeah. They pack the place. All really talented players. So we were just talking about it the other day that we got to get back up there and see those guys. Good God, it's incredible. But there's so many good entertainers around, really.
Well, you know, Twinkle and Rock Soul Radio have been around for a while.
Yes, yeah.
Dr. Dave Band, I'm sure you know
Dr.
those
Dave
guys.
is great. Yeah.
Kettle is one of the popular bands here.
Billy Rice
You know,
always
Billy
has good
Rice
ones.
is great. I love Billy Rice.
Yeah.
Man. Try to catch him. Damon Fowler.
Damon Fowler. Yeah, is another one.
So right now we're in the heart of seafood festival season. So
Yep.
Bill Kinney and Paragon, who Bill's a friend, he's been on, they do something every weekend.
Yeah, they do.
They'll go from like January to like the end of April and they just pack them in.
Yeah, and they've done a great job. The whole new business sprouted, 5-6 years ago when they started that thing, and it's just so successful. We haven't done any shows with them yet, but hopefully so. But they're doing a great job all over the state.
But the thing is this, who doesn't love cold beer and eating some kind of seafood, whether it's shellfish or a jambalaya mix or whatever? And you got some of the best bands going around the clock. I mean,
It's fabulous.
They put 5 on, I think, on Saturdays and like 3 or 4 on Sundays.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, it's fantastic. I mean, they put out a really good product. Everybody loves it and goes every year, you know? And like I say, it's all over the state. So they've really done well with this business, and I wish them all the best.
So we talked earlier in the green room about another thing, Thunder by the Bay. And I think the first time I ever saw you guys live, you opened up for like a big act. Like there was
Molly Hatchet. Yep.
And you guys were great. You guys killed it.
Yeah, thanks.
You know, it was a pleasure watching you guys. That was like 2 years ago, I want to say.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
So shout out to Lucy Nicandri, who's become a friend.
Lucy Nicandri, Bob Morrison's involved, and
they raise a lot of money for charity, man.
It's
so much money.
Well, you guys did the fundraiser too, didn't you? That they had, yeah, and that was a blast. I mean, we were on with Jones and Meredith Michaels.
Yeah.
And
David.
Yeah,
he was there the other night. I was talking to him. He's a really nice guy, man.
Oh, he's
first time I ever talked to him.
Fabulous guy, and him and Meredith also, and anything we could do that raise money for that charity, they had because we've seen the results. You know, they have.
You did it 2 years in a row, right?
No, we only did it 1 year. You can only do it 1 year in a row, and then you have to wait a couple years.
No, I'm talking about at the UTC, that thing.
Oh no, we just did. We did. We were going to do it the first year, and there were some medical issues going on that I couldn't do it. So we bailed out, and then we did it the next year.
Okay, so I did it too last year. So here's what happened. I'm going to explain this to the audience. There's a trolley that goes around UTC.
Yes.
And there's like 6 different bands that are strategically placed.
Yes.
So you guys were at Ford's Garage, I believe.
Yes.
We were at a place called Golf Pop.
Oh yeah.
Pop Stroke.
Something.
Yeah. So and iHeartRadio was like spread out, you know, with their DJs.
Yeah.
People got on the trolley, would drink and watch your band, then they drink, watch my band, and drink, you know, like that was the idea. A lot of people ended up staying where they were staying. Like a lot of people didn't move.
Right.
But it was great because, like you said earlier, they raised a lot of money that night.
Yeah, and the people they help is unbelievable. You know, you can only imagine trying to raise a handicapped child. And raising a normal child is tough enough, you know. Raising a handicapped child, that's another story altogether. You need some help, you know. There's these single mothers or single fathers, whatever, and they need help. And the Suncoast Charities for Children helps these people out in the best way. And the kids are, you know, the kids are never in a bad mood anyway.
You know, there's so many charities down here, but that to me is the most important, and that's my favorite.
It is, yes, it is. And Lucy and her team do a great job, and I've been dealing with them now for 15 or 16 years. I can't remember when I first started with them with another band, and but and Lucy's been there the whole time, and they just put in so much effort to raise the money for these children. It's great. It's great to be involved with them.
Whenever I'm asked to perform for her, we just say, "Yeah, we'll just do it."
Oh yeah,
You know what I'm saying? No questions asked.
without a doubt,
You know,
anytime.
I mean, we have a very busy schedule coming up. Like March is a big month for us,
Right?
and then it slowly tapers off, and then we take the summer off. In
Okay.
fact, I'm getting a knee replacement this year. My
Oh
very first time, total knee replacement. I'm doing it this summer, and so I anticipate being out for a while. But
yeah, you'll be out for a little
it's got to
bit.
get done, man.
Yeah, you got to do it, but and we don't take a whole lot of time off. We trimmed our schedule back so we don't do as many of the tiki bars as we used to, because weather always messes things up, and so we keep about 3 of them in rotation, and then the rest of the time we're doing festivals or 55 plus communities or this and that, whatever, private parties, and just keep it going. And that's good.
Do you ever get down to Key West, or have you ever played down there? Because I like to get my band down there and just do one of those residencies one time in my life. You know?
Yeah, I did it. I was with the band, which I got inducted into the Maryland Entertainers Hall of Fame with this band called Great Train Robbery. They've been around for, I think it's 37 years now. Excuse me. And when I was with them, we did Sloppy Joe's in Key West. It's grueling. It is grueling. I mean, when we did it, and this is a long time ago, but when we did it, you had to load in at 3 o'clock in the morning once the other band loaded out. So you load in at 3 o'clock in the morning, sleep a while,
Yeah.
and then start
But
playing.
so back then, everybody was probably younger, where they didn't require much sleep, like unlike today,
Yeah,
where
yeah, yeah. No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't even get close to doing it now.
Well, you know what? You brought up an interesting point. Let's go back in time and let's talk about those days when you were touring. Let's talk about, like, were you touring a lot? Were you going outside of the Northeast? Were you going across the country? What was your gig life back then?
Oh, well, yeah, I mean, I played everywhere because I based out of the Baltimore, Washington area for a while, and I was with a couple acts that would do the whole Mid Atlantic. But even before that, I worked out of Nashville for 10 years, and so I worked with different regional and national acts out of there. And I think I figured out. I think I've played in every state, but I think 3.
So were you at one point where you were like a guy that they would just say, "Hey, let's call Jimmy. We need a guy. Let's call Jimmy. Get him on," and then quickly then you're on the tour with them. Is like you were one of those guys.
No, no, and you have to audition for every job. So I would audition and get a job and do that. And if I wasn't doing national or regional stuff, then I was lucky enough that people knew me in town in Nashville that I would just put a band together and do a house gig for 5 or 6 nights a week, and that would keep the bills paid. So I was just real lucky in Nashville. I can't even explain it because there's guys that would just play circles around me, and they would ask for an appointment to come talk to me and ask me why how I always kept playing.
Why are you getting more work than they were?
And exactly. And I would say, look, man, I just do what the job requires. I don't overdo it. I don't play Van Halen lines on a Georgia Satellite song. I just do what's required, and
Well,
people
and
seem
plus
to
you
like it.
sing well, probably. So you put play guitar and you sing.
Oh yeah, that's mandatory. If you want to get work, you better
Right.
be singing too.
And do you try to play close to the record, or do you put a little Jimmy Lally in it?
I try to play real close because that's what people bought. That's what people bought. And now, when I had a song in regular rotation on WKDF on one of my songs, still played what that was on that record because that's what people bought. You know what I mean? You can do whatever you want live. It doesn't matter. But I saw a video of Queen when when who was it? Was it the singer from Free? Um,
Oh, that's Paul
Paul
Rogers.
Rogers.
He
Thank you.
filled in.
So he filled in, right?
Yeah.
And they did All Right Now. Queen did All Right Now with Paul Rogers singing
How
it.
did they do it?
And Brian May played that guitar solo note for note. And so I said, well, what am I?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
there are certain songs you have no choice.
Right.
You know what
Now,
I'm saying?
like we'll do Jessica. I'll take a little bit of liberty, about that much, because you get to that guitar solo, people are expecting something.
That's a great solo, man.
It
It's
is.
iconic, just like Freebird solo, it's
Exactly.
iconic.
Yeah, if you take it, yeah, if you're gonna
Do you
do
guys do
Freebird.
you guys do Freebird?
No, we don't, because we have one guitar player.
Yeah.
Now we could get away with Jessica because the keyboard player will split his keyboards and play
Well,
organ and piano.
there's acoustic in that too, I think, if
Oh
you
yeah,
really listen to it.
yeah. There's a couple guitars and the
Is it safe to say that the Almonds are one of the greatest rock bands of all time? I mean,
well, they
n
covered so many things. They covered blues, country, and jazz all at the same time.
out there, you're exactly right. Some of those jams were jazzy, you know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah,
Like, they just went off. Some of their best records are Brothers and Sisters Eat a Peach, Live at the Fillmore.
Live at the Fillmore,
People
classic.
like the writers, like the rock writers, claim it that's one of the greatest live albums ever made.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, without a doubt, man. That it, I, I still listen to it.
You know what's funny? I still listen to it too, because I still find it to be relevant. It still moves me.
Yes,
You know, when I want to mellow out, I listen to Little Martha.
yeah,
You know, it kind of it mellows me out a little bit at night.
yeah.
Um, Melissa, obviously, Blue Sky. In whatever kind of mood I'm in, I can find an Allman Brothers song.
And the new guys were okay. I mean, Warren Haynes, great guitar player, right? Alan Woody, the bass player, and I knew Alan Woody personally from when I lived in Nashville, and great guys, great players. You know what I mean? But the older stuff before them, when Chuck Leavell playing piano,
Oh,
and
Chuck Leavell. Oh my God.
I mean, come on, man,
So good.
and
So he plays with the Stones too.
oh yeah,
What if he's a freak,
yeah,
man?
oh yeah. I
In
mean,
fact, they say that the reason why he's so valuable to the Stones is that they turn to him, sometimes even on stage, because they forget shit. He knows the entire catalog. He had to memorize the entire fucking catalog because they may call it a song and he's got to know it.
oh yeah, oh yeah, he's a freak. He's a freak. What a great player, man. But back when they had that lineup and Dwayne and so forth, that's all the
Well,
brothers I like.
so did you ever go to the museum, like in Macon, they
I
have like the
haven't,
big
no.
house. So there's like this museum, right?
Yeah,
And it's kind of cool. You pay to go in and walk around. You can't go up. Wait, can you go upstairs? I don't know if you can go upstairs or not. But apparently they lived there for a period of time. So they made it a museum.
yes,
And
that's right.
there's really cool shit. Like this is the first, keyboard. This is the first drum kit, that kind of shit. And then apparently they're buried. Supposedly they're buried nearby at the graveyard.
Yes,
But on the cover of one of the albums, in memory of Elizabeth Reed, that was like on a statue. Dickie wrote that song,
yeah,
and it was in a graveyard where they must have hung out and partied.
yeah,
But the complexity of that song, he was a young guy that wasn't trained. I guess I don't know if he was trained. I don't
right.
think he was, but he wrote that composition.
Yeah,
That's incredible, man.
it is. It is. And I think a lot of it a lot of the great groups, they just play together all the time, just in the rehearsal hall. Just play, 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 play. Keep experimenting and play some more, and they just did that. I mean, that was the Skinner thing too. I mean, they just practiced in that nasty little shed with no air conditioning.
They had a nickname for it, Hell House.
Yeah, right.
And somebody was smart. They came out with Hell House whiskey. Now they're selling it.
Is that right? But that's where innovation comes from, is just constantly experimenting with things.
I know, but Jimmy, let's go back in time now because the 70s was the greatest period for music. 71, 73, some of the greatest albums came out in that time.
Yeah,
So I think the bands back then, because they were so interested in getting a record deal and there was no MTV, there was no other way to do it, is they had a drill. They had to get so tight, man. Like Molly Hatchet, man. They were so freaking tight.
oh yeah,
By the time that they were ready to go into a studio, they had it down, right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
I think the times were different for musicians back then. I think you had to truly know your songs. You had to know your instrument. You had to know your scales.
Oh yeah.
There's no faking it. There's no
No,
computers.
I was talking to I was in a bar in Nashville one time. I went in to get a sandwich, but I noticed this guy sitting at the bar and he wanted to talk. And it was Al Cooper,
Yeah.
the producer,
Yeah. The great, famous Al Cooper.
And so he wanted to go into the story how he's making the guy from Skinner just cry from taking so many takes. They would just be dying and crying, just come on, let's get on with this. But yeah, you just have to put in the time. You have to really put in the time to get on your craft. This guy told me one time that you practice your art and make a living at your craft.
Interesting.
That's what I've lived
Sure.
by. And that's what kept me working in Nashville and all around the country. Uh, you practice your art. If you want to go home and play the latest death metal or the latest bebop jazz, whatever practice your art. You got to make a living at your
Is it safe
craft.
to say in the Jimmy Lally household, there's guitars all over the place where you can just grab one and just sit down and start playing?
Oh yeah, they're everywhere. They're everywhere because Karen's a guitar player too. So we got more guitars than
Right.
we.
Bathroom, living room,
Oh, for
dining room,
God's
kitchen,
sakes, man.
bedroom.
Yeah.
I got them on my walls. I can pull a bass down and just start jamming.
Yeah.
You know.
They're everywhere. And well, yeah, and we have a townhouse, and so now they're all up on the living side. The bottom is our garage and our rehearsal studio, and then we got robbed a number of years ago, and so now we have all the guitars on upstairs in this townhouse. Man, they're everywhere.
You didn't have any flooding where you lived, did you?
Yeah,
Did it affect your house?
yeah. We had 2.5 feet on the ground floor, and
Oh, I'm
then
so sorry, man.
well, all three vehicles went. My work
No
truck.
shit.
So it was a trying time for sure, but Karen and I both being in the entertainment business, learned to roll with the changes, man.
Yeah.
Roll with the changes, keep on going one way or another. And we had enough gear. We had plenty of gear, so we just kept on
Do you
going.
own a lot of that gear? Like when you did our sound one time we did Amaran, was that your stuff?
I subcontract that out. I had another partner that had the same system, and he had come down from Delaware, and uh, we we weren't getting enough work to keep him happy, so he moved back up north and took his gear with him, and so I subcontract that out. Um, I have personally, I have a smaller club system and a real big club system. Um, the bigger system that I have will cover probably 800 to 1,000 people, But for Bayfest, they want it be able to go all the way down Pine Avenue. They want that big system, so we work it out. We work it out, and and uh, and it works out real well because that's Southwest Stage and Sound. Doug
We love to play Bay Street,
Bayfest.
Bayfest. We love it.
Yeah,
It's so beautiful, man.
yeah, we love it
Too
too.
bad. Are they ever going to rebuild that dock, that pier?
They're in the process now.
Yeah, because that thing is like they have to fix that, man. That's like the beautiful thing is walking out there, man, and seeing it. That's oh man,
Oh, it's beautiful.
breathtaking, breathtaking.
Yeah, they're in the process of doing it now. They finally got started about maybe a month and a half ago, and so everybody's excited to see that coming back up and running. But yeah, we played Bayfest. Oh God, I've been playing Bayfest maybe 15 years or so, and then we stopped 2 years ago, and then we're going to go back on it this coming year. So that'll be fun.
Yeah, I mean, you just love to support, anything you can that has to do with the island and the community. I mean,
Oh yeah,
so that's what you're all about.
yeah. Me and the guy from Southwest, Doug Welson, who runs Southwest Stage and Sound, we did a show over at Whiskey Joe's over there in Ellington.
Yes, I know Whiskey Joe's. It's good.
Yeah.
They just started doing live music in the back, didn't they? They did a couple things there once.
Well, they did a fundraiser for
Yes.
all the service people from
That's
the
right.
island.
I was there,
You
man.
you were there?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, and that was a fun day, and they used all musicians that played on the island.
That's right.
So that was kind of fun. So, yeah, anytime we could help out local, and we do it. Yeah.
Yeah. So we play Woody's. We do Clancy's. We like Clancy's.
Yeah, well, I've been playing Clancy a long
Yeah,
time, yeah.
Clancy's is fun.
It
You
is.
know, we used to do Island Time, but
We used to.
we're kind of a loud band, and they don't really like loud bands there.
Yeah.
Loud bands. They're like it's more of a smaller dining kind of place.
Yeah, they
'Cause we
do.
would blow it up there, man.
Yeah.
We would get crazy.
Yeah, that was our problem is that we got it rocking a little too hard for 'em.
Right. And then the Freckled Fin, love that place. We haven't played there in years. That's a fun place. The food's delicious there.
Oh, it it is. I could get fat at Freckle Fin, but it's just the sound in the room we
I
couldn't
know,
deal with.
it's a hard sound. And
Yeah.
then they want to tap you into their speakers.
Yeah.
And then there's like some kind of weird delay, right?
Yeah, it's a weird situation, and the load-in's kind of wacky down that aisle,
Oh yeah, it's
that
wacky.
alleyway. So we stopped doing that one. So on the island, the only thing we do is Bayfest.
You ever get down to Port Charlotte and play Twisted Fork?
We did it once a month for a year, and then and I've heard this from a lot of different bands, and then you don't hear from from the guy that books it. I can't remember his name right now.
Marcus.
Marcus, yeah. And Marcus stays on the road anyway.
Dude, that guy is on the road all the time. Every time I communicate with him, he's in a different city because he's with JJ Gray and Mofro.
That's what it is. All right. So we're hoping to get back in there though. It was fun. And we were doing like Sunday afternoons, but I'd really like doing an evening show there.
You know, we were fortunate to do a couple evenings, and what they do is they have us open up for like an AC/DC.
That'd be great. I'd love to do that. Yeah.
Or Bon Jovi. So now we're opening up for a Boston tribute called Amanda.
Wow, cool.
And I hear they're really, really, really good. And I love Boston.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember the first record when it came out?
Oh,
I think
yeah.
it was 76.
Yeah.
And that album, I never heard anything that sounded like that before. And to this day, I still listen to it. I'm like, it still sounds amazing.
Yeah.
You know, More Than a Feeling and all that stuff.
Yeah, that guy, that keyboard player from Maiden Kane does
Foreplay Long Time?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I mean, he nails it.
That's a cool song.
Nails it. Yeah.
And Cliff could probably get that register. He could probably get up there.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he gets way up there. That's right.
You know, you gotta admit, man, we have a very good community. Lots of musicians. Everybody gets along for the most part.
Yep.
Lots of venues, lots of opportunities to perform. The crowd's hungry. I mean, they love classic rock here, man.
Yeah.
You know, that's the number one requested genre.
It
no
is.
doubt.
It is.
Because of the ages.
Yep.
And February, March, and April, it's nuts around here, dude. The traffic sucks. You know, I'm so happy that it doesn't last forever because, like, I get frustrated. Like, I can't get around the city.
Yeah.
And I get pissed. But then I realize, all right, you know what? They're going to be gone. Just, you know, deal with it. Because
how long you been here?
Been here 20 years, maybe.
Oh, well, you just got to relax for the season.
I know. You got to get used to it. But I'm my day job has me traveling on 41 in front of the hospital. And I'm fucked because it's like, it's gridlock there.
I know. We go down to Inglewood. Well, we just went down there last week and I get it right there by the hospital. I'm like, man, we have to leave real early.
You know what too, Jimmy, man? People are rude. People are fighting. People are fighting over parking spaces. I went to the supermarket and there was like people shoving each other. I'm like, you know, they give New Yorkers a bad attitude. Like, I'm from New York, but I'm not an asshole. But these New Yorkers are assholes. You know what I'm saying? They're wearing their Yankee hats and they're bitching and screaming. And I'm like, dude, you know, chill.
Yeah. We're on island time, man. You got to tell them.
They get impatient on the public sandwich line.
Some people can't leave it up north. They can't just leave it up there. No. You got to bring it down.
You know what it is, dude? You realize it when you go back and then you start seeing your family and friends acting. Like my father used to pick me up and he'd be driving around screaming and blowing his horn and giving the finger. Like while he's driving, I'm like, dude, calm down. Man. You know, everything's cool.
Yeah, I know, man. It doesn't make any sense. You just got to relax and enjoy life, man.
But especially where you live, it's much more relaxed over there.
It is.
Because I think people that gravitate to that part of Florida, they're there for a specific reason.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like their doctor said, we recommend that you take this and go watch the sunset.
Yeah. Just relax, man. And that's what we do. I mean, that's what Karen and I do, you know.
So what are some of your favorite restaurants, speaking of the island or surrounding area?
Well, I'm half Italian, so I you know, like we'll go to Danny's over there on Manatee Avenue and 75th. It's fabulous.
What are some of your favorite Italian restaurants? Because there's a lot down by me in South Sarasota. But you probably grab it. You know what's funny about you island folks? You don't like to you want to gravitate. You just stay where you are, right? You know what I'm saying?
It was interesting. You know, when I was up north, driving an hour and a half was no big deal. Even when I was in Nashville. Move down here, you want to keep it, let's keep it within 20 minutes or so. Let's not get crazy. You know, so we do. And but we try out a lot of the different restaurants when we get a chance. And most of the time, it's Italian, but Karen likes a lot of variety stuff. We'll try some Thai food. She likes that, you know, or Chinese food, etc. But
there's a guy from Jersey that came down to Bradenton. He's got a place called Pork Roll Pete's. He does breakfast sandwiches and he's in a plaza. It's hysterical because it's got the whole New Jersey accent. You know, it's like,
is that right?
You feel like you're in Jersey again.
That's crazy.
You know, they use a specific kind of ham.
Oh yeah.
Like, you know, it's like not that kind of ham. It's like not, you know. And then there's a good bagel place called Jersey Girl Bagels on University Parkway.
Really?
They make an authentic style bagel.
Isn't that great?
Where do you go for your pizza?
I go to Danny's.
Where is Danny's, man?
There's a East Bay shopping center. No. Beachway Plaza. It's over there. You know where the Manatee Avenue and 75th Street?
Yes.
Right there in that shopping center.
Okay.
In the corner of that shopping center is a place called Danny's. And he started out with this little tiny place. Next thing you know, he's going into the unit next to him. He's doing so much business. Well, then he sells it. And the guy that bought it was messing up the recipes. And people complained so much that Danny bought it back.
I've heard things like stories like that.
Yeah. And it's just great. I'm because I'm kind of one way. I like Italian food. And so Karen get aggravated sometimes with me and say, look, we got to try something besides Danny's. So we'll go somewhere
So when
else.
you were a little kid growing up, was it an Italian household with a lot of Italian food?
Yeah. Yeah. My mother was Italian. And then every Sunday, we'd go to my grandmother's house, my grandparents' house, my mother's parents, and every Sunday and have Sunday dinner.
Yeah.
And it was
And it
always,
was like 1 o'clock, right? It was
yeah.
early.
Yeah. Right
So
after
I was
church.
My mother's Italian. I was raised in an Italian household, and it was all about those meals.
Yeah. Oh,
And
yeah.
those are the times when you talk to your family maybe for the first time all week because everybody was running and gunning
Oh, yeah.
because athletics and school. But Sunday was family time. Sunday was usually a full dinner with a salad
Oh, yeah.
and a bread basket, and then maybe two courses.
Oh, yeah.
Followed with some starches and some greens, and then certainly you saved room for dessert. And
Oh,
it was like,
absolutely.
maybe you might have eaten one meal the whole day, like you knew you were eating that, so you would just skip breakfast and just have that, and then you were good.
They'd shoo us kids off to watch TV or something, and then call us back when it's time for dessert. And
The problem is that it made me a snob when it came to food because I was so spoiled now. Like the meatballs, like I can't eat shitty meatballs anymore.
no, you can't.
The
No.
sauce has to be like the way I like.
Yeah.
So like and the pizza, like I'm a pizza snob. Like
Yeah.
when I watch people eating Little Caesars and all these places that I'm sure they serve a purpose because if you're on a shoestring budget and you got little kids to
Yes.
feed, yeah, get them a $5 pizza. They're not going to know the difference.
Right.
But I just can't. It's
No.
rubber to me, man.
No. Yeah. I'll go to Danny's for pizza. And there's a couple other places too that will go. Nona's is pretty good. Nona's is pretty good. They make a real nice. Both Danny's and Nona's makes a real good eggplant parm, and I'm a freak for
Oh,
eggplant
I
parm.
love eggplant. But then you know
And
what? I got a place for you. You got to come south though. It's Cafe Barboso. They do a 10-layer eggplant parmesan. It's to die for.
and they fry it. They don't
But
bake
it's
it, do
thin.
it?
No, but it's thin. They cut it thin,
Really?
so it's layered
Oh
as
wow.
opposed to one chunky eggplant, which I
Yeah.
like too.
Right.
It's like a casserole,
Oh, I
dude.
got to try that out.
Dude,
Yeah.
I highly recommend it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And we used to go. My cousin had a place in Lakewood Ranch, Main Street Trattoria, and that was great Italian food. And it's funny, it was great Italian food, but he's an Irish guy. But it was great.
There's a place, Napoli in Sarasota. I think they started in Venice, and we go there now. That's kind of a nice place. But again, it's in South Sarasota. It's
Right.
Palma Ranch.
Oh yeah.
So as we're getting ready to wrap up, let's talk about your social media. Let's talk about how people can hear you and see you and find your dates and all that great stuff.
Yeah, Karen takes care of all of our social media because she's real good at it and real creative with it. And so they could just go to KJB on Facebook and find us there.
So you actually have KJB like that? Like that's great. That you have. Is it like Facebook.com KJB?
Yeah,
And then like you have a website too, or is it all Facebook?
we do. We have KJB.rocks. And we don't keep up with that one as much as we do with the Facebook.
Facebook's easier.
It is, and more people are on it. And so no, she does a real good job putting up videos and the calendar and all that crap.
So I highly recommend our listeners to come see you perform. All right, I'm gonna ask them now to go up and say that they saw you on the K Rock podcast.
Well, that'd be great. And if they come out to see us, they'll have a good time, just like they do when they come to see you guys.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we enjoy playing.
Yeah.
I'm blessed to have the bandmates that I have. It took me this long to find the right mix of guys and gals.
It takes a while. Yeah.
Like when this band started, man, I went through several drummers. I went through but now it's like, oh my God, these are like my brothers and sisters, and everything's perfect. And I hope it stays this way forever.
Right. Yeah. We've done the same thing in the 10 years we've been together. We've been through a lot of players, and this lineup here is just really comfortable, and everybody gets along real well, and when we don't discuss politics.
Do you guys? Does your guys sub out? Like, are your musicians always available, or are they doing other things? Like sometimes my singer, because she's so good and power and popular, that she'll have like other things, and then I have to work around her schedule sometimes.
No, everybody plays pretty much. This is the priority one. Our keyboard player will sometimes, if we're not working, he'll go out and play with this one or that one. And but but we're priority one. So the drummer and bass player, this is all they do is our band, and Karen will go out and sub every now and then, and I'll go out and sub every now and then. Like I was just telling you
Yeah,
about Dennis Lee,
sure.
and Dr. Dave sometimes will call me
Nice.
and say,
Do you know Siesta Key Lee?
I do. I'm Larry.
Isn't he a great guy?
Yeah.
That guy is in more projects than anybody on the planet.
Yeah, he's really
know what
got
I'm
busy lately.
He's very busy.
I know.
But the funny thing about him, he'll start a band and then he'll leave that band, start another one, leave that one, start another one, leave that one. Am I right?
Yeah, and I had a band called Shotgun Justice for a while, and then Lee played with that band for a while. And I like Lee. Lee's a great guy.
Great guy, great player.
Yeah,
Wonderful man.
a great entertainer,
Yeah.
and he's been doing a lot of work lately, and good for him. He needs to. It's good for everybody to work a lot, you know.
There's so many good drummers here. When Jared Johnson, my guy, can't play, we get Steve Camilleri to fill in.
I like Steve.
Steve's fantastic. And I haven't had him to play with us yet, but I'm trying to get Pat McDonald to fill in because I love Pat McDonald. He's a great drummer and a great guy.
Yeah, I was just talking with the drummer from the Dennis Lee band, and was good friends with Pat McDonald, and they say, and I haven't got the chance to hear him play yet, but they said he's incredible.
With Kettle. He was with Kettle for a while, and then he hurt his wrist. He fell off a ladder or something stupid.
He had a stroke.
Oh, did he?
He had a stroke, and they say he plays better now than before the stroke. That's what I heard.
Maybe.
Now,
Maybe.
People say all kinds of stories,
Maybe
but
because
that's what I heard.
maybe you're more focused now when you have a stroke. Like you're not,
Well, I'll tell you, I know a guy who plays with Southern Pride. It's all classic country band. Three brothers, and Chaz Trippey from the Greg Allman band plays drums.
That's right. I remember that when Greg's solo album, he was on that, the I'm No Angel.
Yep. And so Chaz is playing drums with Southern Pride, and what was it? The year before last, the main guy, John Lingo, he had a stroke.
Damn.
And they turned him loose. Then he had another stroke that next week. I'm like, what? Somebody fix this guy. So there was a great benefit for him to keep him afloat. But he's back out playing as better than ever. If anybody gets a chance to see Southern Pride and you like traditional country, these are the guys that see it. They're fantastic.
What would you want to be remembered for? Like, do you want to play until you just drop off the face of the earth? Is that you want to have a guitar in your hand?
Yeah.
You want a guitar in your casket when you're
yeah. When I stopped playing for those 5 years, I stopped. It was miserable. It was like I couldn't breathe. You know what I mean? My whole thing is watching people smile. If I can entertain people, make them smile, I'm good. And so I'll do it till I drop. I don't, when I got nothing better to do. What else am I going to do? You know what I mean? Sit in a rocking chair? I don't think so. I was, there's nothing better than watching people smile.
Well, that's a great way to end the show.
Yeah, it is.
So, Jimmy, thanks for coming in, man.
Thanks for having me.
This is going to be a great episode.
Had a great time.
We're going to get it edited up, put some pictures in there, and we'll be out in a couple days.
Good.
All right.
Good. Thanks so much.
Thank you, man.
All right.
Today's sponsor is Encore Live, Sarasota Bradenton's #1 destination for live entertainment.